Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the initial configuration or the first setup on Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. So let's get right into it. After turning on the phone, we need to press this button over here and we should be able to select our language. So we're going to search for English United States and then let's press next. There we go. Now we need to press that we agree to end user license agreement and press next. The rest is optional. Then we have the option to easily set up by using our other phone. So if you want to easily transfer pretty much everything, then you can choose one of these options, either a Galaxy or Android device or iPhone or iPad, and then follow the instructions. You will need to scan the QR code in order to use the other phone. Or we can perform a clean setup by using setup manually, and this is what I'm gonna do. Then we can use our Wi-Fi. We can connect to our Wi-Fi. So select your Wi-Fi network and then enter the password. After connecting, we can just go next, and also if you have the Wi-Fi QR code, then we can use the QR code icon over here to scan the QR code for our Wi-Fi. And in the meantime, while going to the next screen, you might be asked to reboot your phone. I actually did my first initial configuration. This is the second time that I'm doing it. So if you have the information where we need to reboot the phone, then of course do that. And after that, you should see this screen over here, copy apps and data. So you can sign into your Google account and copy data, or you can use the backup that you have on Google Drive in order to load it into the phone. In my case, I'm not gonna copy anything. I'm gonna skip this screen. And let's continue. Most likely right now we should have the option to sign into our Google account anyway. So let's see, there we go. So we can provide our credentials over here. You can also skip this process if you want to. You don't have to really sign into the Google account. In my case, I'm gonna do that. So let's fill everything in. And after that, of course, we need to enter the password. If you forgot your password, then we have the option to recover it. Then we can agree to terms of service by Google. And then in the next screen, we can set up the password for our phone, the screen lock. So I'm actually gonna do this. If you don't want to, you can skip and set it up later in the settings. But in my case, I'm just gonna set up a simple PIN code with 4 digits. Let's press continue. If the password is easy to guess, then we have this information that it actually is, and we are recommended to use a more complex password, but you can still stick with it and use anyway. And then enter the same password again in order to confirm. After that, we have Google services where we can use the location. I'm gonna actually uncheck this. We also have allow scanning, which is related to the location as well. And then we have the option send usage and diagnostic data, which can also be disabled if you want to. Scroll all the way down and press accept. Then we have the option to back up the device by using Google. And of course, you can decide what you want to back up. I'm not gonna back up the phone. I'm just gonna press don't back up. If you want to, just turn on the backup over here. Then we have the option to select the default browser and search engine. So let's go next. And now over here, we have the option to choose the browser first. If you don't know which one to choose, you can either choose the Google Chrome browser or the Samsung Internet browser. Like, both of these options are solid. Of course, any of these browsers do just fine, so you can choose whatever you like. But if you don't know which one you want to choose, then most likely it is the Google Chrome browser. So I'm gonna set this one as the default. And for the search engine, once again, if you don't know which one to choose, you can just choose Google, as this is the most popular choice, and then we can set it as default. Then we have the Gemini welcome message, so we can press continue. And then we are asked if you want to use Hey Google voice command to activate Gemini. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna press no thanks. If you want to, you can turn it on. And let's wait for the next screen to show. Then we have the Samsung account. If you have Samsung account, or if you want to set up the Samsung account, then of course you can sign in by using your Google account, by using email or phone number, or with the QR code. If you don't have the account and you want to set up, then you can press forgot password or don't have an account. And here we have the option to create account or choose one of these forgot options. Or you can also choose setup later in the settings, so you can skip this screen. I'm gonna actually sign in with the Google account. And then we have the option to select terms and conditions as well as special terms. These are required, the rest is optional, so let's press I agree. And if you decided to actually skip some of these options, then you will just have to follow the instructions that you will have on the screen. And then we have the intelligent features, so we can scroll down and press next, at least in my case. And then we have Samsung services, where we can enable and disable the auto blocker, customization service, and personal data intelligence. So we're gonna press I agree. If you want to, you can uncheck any of these. We can also set up the dark theme or the light theme. I'm gonna stick with the light one. And let's go next. And soon we should be done, and we should have access to the home screen. But actually, before we get to the home screen, unfortunately we have some bloatware, which is in my case TikTok, and unfortunately it seems that there is no way to turn it off. If I go back, then I am back to the light or dark theme. So unfortunately we have to install this app. So let's just go next. Later on, of course, we can uninstall it if you don't want to. And then we have the information that we are all set up. So let's press home. And then we have this thing, discover and install great apps, which is another bloatware. So if we continue, first we have the sim manager for some reason. So over here, I'm just gonna, oh, never mind. So let's go next quickly. We can choose preferred sim for calls, messages, and mobile data. All right, let's press done for now. All right, so if you have this recommended apps screen, the first thing that we need to do, if you don't want any of these apps, then if you have these favorite apps section, then we can tap on these apps and press unselect for each one of them, so we avoid the bloatware. And the same goes with these popular apps, just uncheck them over here and make sure that nothing really is enabled, and then let's go and finish. And after that, we have our home screen, and we can continue using our phone. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye.